Hey everybody, this is Mr. Strongstein here. Today is Friday, March 27th, and we've got another day. I've got a few messages and we'll continue our read aloud. So happy you logged in today to listen to more. So I'm excited about it. Couple of things. Taking a look at reminders. Free lunch and breakfast up at the high school. Make sure you take advantage of that. Pretty good meals. Get some good stuff there. And so take advantage of that for anybody that's 18 or younger. It's a little drive-through program. You can also get meals delivered if you call the office and talk to them. And I think they can actually work out some delivery stuff if you still need it and you live further out. Make sure you message me. I love hearing from you guys. Class Dojo is great. I like hearing from you guys on Class Dojo. I also love hearing from you guys on emails and phone call. You can just call the school 822-5123, and my extension is 128. So that's a great way to get a hold of me too, and I like to hear from you guys. So keep those questions and comments coming in. I have been calling everybody, so if you haven't heard from me yet, expect one soon. So I am trying to get a hold of everybody, and so if you see a call coming from the school, it's probably me. And stay home, stay safe. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. Get outside, make sure you run around and have some fun today, but it is supposed to be, but try to stay out of groups. So taking a look at our academic ideas for today, some thoughts of things that you guys might be able to work on. I've been looking, some of you guys are doing a great job on Prodigy. Keep working on Prodigy. 15 minutes. You can go longer if you want. Feel free to go longer. That's between you and your parents, but keep working on Prodigy. Some people are doing some really nice things on there, and keep up the good work. And some thoughts for the weekend. I posted a video about division. It's kind of a refresher for you guys and kind of explaining stuff to parents a little bit because I had some questions from parents on division. I thought it'd be fun if you guys taught your parents some long division problems and show them how you do it, because like I said, it's different than the way I learned it. It's different way your parents probably learned it. And so it'd be a good time to sometime either today or maybe this weekend sit down with your parents and show them how you guys do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and see if they can do it the same way if they learn how to do it from you guys. So think up of a couple problems and try to teach a parent. I think that'd be fun, or a grandparent even if you've got them around, and able to see them and talk to them. Reading, make sure you guys are reading every day. You can still take AR tests, but make sure you're reading. Take a look at those small books like we did yesterday. Finish those up. That'd be awesome if you can do those. Social studies. I did post a Kahoot yesterday. It's a review one from early history. So if you remember from the early European explorers all the way up through the United States becoming a country, that kind of thing. So take a look at some of that. Take a look at that one. See how well you remember that. Writing, do some IXL just for a few minutes. That'd be good. IXL, you guys remember that. And then check out this thing right here. This is the link that Mr. Buckley put up, and it's actually really good. There's a lot of really great ideas on there, and so take a look at that and play around with that and find some stuff. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today, and so make sure you get outside and play and do something. So check some of those out. For Read Aloud, we have been reading Shredderman, Attack of the Tiger. So we'll read a couple more chapters from there. Yesterday we left off with Nolan thinking he's got an idea of who the Tigers are, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of proof yet, so he's trying to figure out the best way to do this. So we're on chapter 9, mapping out evidence. That night, Dad came in after I was already in bed. He whispered, "You awake, Nolan?" I sat up. "Did they catch him?" "No." He sat at the edge of my bed. "I'm afraid those names you gave me didn't turn up much." "Nothing." He sighed. "Just some indignant parents." "They were mad?" He nodded. "Especially the Vosses." I lay back down and hooked my stuffed gecko in the crook of my arm. "Oh, sorry." "It's okay." He ruffled my hair. "Good night, champ." He ruffled my gecko. "Good night, gecko monster." "His name's Sticky, Dad, and it's not a monster." "I know that," he laughed. "Now get some sleep." "Sleep? Ha!" He just riled my brain up. Was I wrong about the sixth graders? I tried to remember everything Bubba had said in the bathroom. He had been talking big to show off to Max and Kevin, or did he really know who tagged Mr. Green's van? Call it superhero sonar. I don't know, but now I was clicked into Bubba and his evil ways. And I was pretty sure he hadn't just been talking big to Kevin and Max. And so, what if none of the sixth graders had helped the police, since when did villains volunteer information to the law? No, I still thought one of them was the tagger. But which one? I started picturing all the places dumb baby faces showed up. I tried putting them together in a mental map, but I kept getting lost in my own head. So I crept out of bed, turned on my computer, and dialed up the internet. Maps, click. Enter addresses. So I typed in our zip code. Click. A map of half the state appeared on the screen. I zoomed in until it was just Cedar Valley. I covered my printer with my comforter. Shh. I clicked on print and it was still louder than anything. I flipped off the monitor, grabbed the printout and my comforter, and jumped back into bed. Nobody showed up. So I got out of bed again, flicked on the flashlight, and started putting X's on the map. One was where the school was, one on the bridge, one on Old Town Square, and one at the toddler park. And then I went back to my computer and typed in those addresses, and the latest tagging had come in on Sarge's radio, 512 Highland. And when I knew where 512 Highland was, I added that to the last X on my map. If only I knew where those 4 sixth graders lived. I cracked open my door and listened for noise from my parents' room. Not a peep. I tiptoed down to my mother's desk and found the phone book. I sneaked back to my room. Shh. I started looking up names. And pretty soon I figured out that I couldn't figure out a thing. I didn't know any of the sixth graders' parents' names, except for Dr. Voss. Hers was Ivana. So there weren't even any Vosses in the book. So now what? Maybe I could go back into the school's computer database and find out where they lived that way. Or hey, why don't I just call my sidekick? He'd had all 4 of them in class before. I dug through the Greens. There were a lot of Greens living in Cedar Valley, but only one E Green. I checked the clock. 10:45. Way too late to call. Unless, of course, you're a superhero. And then it's never too late to call your sidekick, right? But how was I going to call without being heard? The phone in my mom's desk is a corded one. The portable one is in Mom and Dad's bedroom. Then I remembered I still had my mom's cell phone in my backpack. I dug it up. I flicked it open. I punched in Mr. Green's number. And on the 3rd ring, I realized what I was doing. I'm calling a teacher. At 10:49 at night, he's going to kill me. Before I could hang up, someone answered. Hello? The voice didn't sound sleepy. It sounded jumpy. Elmo? I said, just in case there's another E. Green living in Cedar Valley. What's that? Then I registered because he said, yeah, who's this? Shredderman, I whispered. Sorry it's so late. There was a moment of silence. Then, what's the square root of 22,808? 151, I shot back. Well, Shredderman, he said. You take this pretty seriously, don't you? Truth and justice are not to be taken lightly. My voice sounded older, deeper, like it wasn't even me talking. True. So what's going on? Is everything all right? I need some information. I buried my head under my comforter and whispered. Don't ask a lot of questions. Just help me if you can, okay? This has to do with your van. Go for it, Shredderman. I need addresses for Carl Blanco, Manny Davis, A.J. Penny, and Ryan Voss. Were they in your class last year? Ryan Voss? Ryan Voss? Uh-huh. He said. I could tell he was thinking about a dozen things at once. Hold the line, okay? I've got last year's records in my file cabinet. It took about 5 minutes, but then he finally picked up the phone again and said, Got 'em? Ready. Yes. I grabbed a pencil and scribbled down the addresses, then said, Thanks. I trust you'll use this information with respect, given it puts me in a touchy territory, you understand? I understand. I hung up and got to work. One by one, I found the sixth graders' addresses on the internet. One by one, I marked them on the map. When I was done, I could see that A.J. Penny and Manny Davis lived quite away from the other places the graffiti had been sprayed, especially from the purple dumb babies that showed up at night. But Ryan Voss and Carl Blanco both lived nearby. Could Ryan or Carl be the tagger? I thought for a minute, then decided. Helping the police hadn't done any good. It was time to try it my way. Chapter 10, Spraying Cyberspace. I sat in front of my computer with the dumb baby images galore and some pretty good shots of Bubba, Carl, Manny, AJ, and Ryan giving high fives in Old Towns. But what should I do with them? I needed proof. I needed to catch the tagger in the act. I scrolled through the pictures again, and then I noticed something. Something I'd been too nervous to pay attention to when I'd been taking shots. I double-checked the pictures. Sure enough, one boy was in all of the high five, low five shots. 4 of the boys were giving high fives, only one was taking. Ryan Voss. Then I remembered what Bubba had said to Max and Kevin in the bathroom. Dude, the dude is, like, invincible. Plus, from my map, I knew that Ryan's was the house nearest the toddler park. Evidence is mounting. I blinked at the picture of him in my computer screen. Could it be? And if it was, how much trouble did I want to get into for trying to trap the principal's son? Nolan Bird was nervous, but Shredderman was mad. Who cared about trouble? We needed truth. We needed justice. Justice. All of a sudden my brain had a dangerous thought. And Shredderman loved it. Oh yeah, that'd be justice, all right. Poetic justice. But I had to set it up just right. And I had to be time it just right. And if I messed up, it was wrong, boy, I'd be in trouble. Colossal trouble. No time to think about that. Time to put the plan into motion. Step 1, make the tagger mad. I found a picture of a chicken on the internet. I imported it and started chopping it up. I put the chicken's head on Bubba's body. That would make the tagger think that I thought he was Bubba. I enlarged the chicken's feet. I pasted them where Bubba's shoes used to be. And now I had Bubba's body with a chicken's head and big old chicken feet. Now I still needed something. I enlarged the chicken's tail and pasted on Bubba's butt. Haha, it looked even bigger than ever. And fluffy yellow. Then I took the purple talkie bubble from one of the graffiti pictures and pasted it next to Bubba's chicken beak. And under the I added, I'm the tagged. I sat back and checked it over. Looked good. On my home page, I built a link to the chicken page that said, Attention, tagger. I know who you are, and I will prove it. Click here for a clue. I made another link calling it Tagger Damage that went to a page of graffiti pictures. It wasn't fancy or even that much, just a grid of pictures with labels, but at least it was a start. I activated the updates. It was time to spread the word. Anybody that's ever written to Shredderman.com at Shredderman. Anybody that's ever written to Shredderman at Shredderman.com is in my Shredderman address book. And now I've got hundreds of email addresses saved up. And one golden one, Bixby at Bignet.com. I get nasty emails from Bubba almost every morning. He hates when his big butt is in the World Wide Web, and he thinks he checks my site first thing every day. But now this was good, because even if the tagger didn't see the site on his own, Bubba would tell him about it. So I clicked on the compose, and I wrote a new email that said, Tagger Alert, in the subject line and typed, You've seen his handiwork on the green machine, on the hallowed walls of Old Town Square, on historic Cedar Creek Bridge, and even the tube slides at the toddler park. The tagger is a hateful and harmful, and let's not mince words here, dumb. Do you want to see who this villain looks like? Do you want to know him for what he is? Then go to shredderman.com and click on the Attention Tagger link. Younger viewers beware. It's not a pretty sight. Parental approval advised. I laughed. That would sure get kids clicking like crazy. Next, I went to my address book, selected all the addresses, and sent them over to the BCC box, so everyone would get a copy, but no one would know who else was getting copies. I reread the letter. I spell-checked it. Then I set the priority to high, so there'd be a bright red exclamation point when it arrived. I looked everything over, held my breath, and just clicked send. Just like that, copies flew through cyberspace to hundreds of different houses. Boy, I love computers. Just for fun, I went back to my site and checked it over. But then I noticed a little clock at the bottom right corner of my monitor. 3:45 a.m. How'd that happen? I saved, shut down, and hopped into bed. The next morning, I staggered to school on less than 3 hours of sleep. No power walking for me. But the minute I was on campus, boing, I woke right up. The police were there. Channel 12 news crew was there. And from the graffiti on the wall, I knew the tagger had already been to shredderman.com. And that's where I'm going to leave off. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And tune in on Monday for the next few chapters. We'll find out if Shredderman's ideas are going to work and if he's going to catch them or not. So tune in. Hope you guys have a great weekend and a great day today. Get outside and play. It's supposed to be a nice day. And try to find somebody to teach some long division to. I hope to hear or see from you guys soon. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you.